Welcome back to the channel, folks. Urban Gardener DC here. My name is Chris, and in this video I wanted to talk to you about when you're germinating and potting your tomato plants, do you ever start to get a yellowish tint, a yellowish almost, it's not a fungus, but I'm going to explain to you exactly what it is and how to cure it. Alright, so as you know, we germinate our own vegetables here at our community garden here in Washington, D.C. I wanted to go over something you all might see when you're in the germination process. Do you see how the leaves right there, right here, do you see how they have that yellowish tint to them? If these tomatoes were in the ground, I would obviously think it might be some sort of early blight, which is very possible. I'll flash a picture of what blight can look like, so when you're in your garden this summer, you'll be able to diagnose exactly what that is. Most of it comes from a vitamin deficiency. A lot of potting mix, even peat moss, and then you see all these other nutrients that people prescribe that they use. They usually focus on the N, P, and K, nitrogen, as well as phosphorus and potassium. But little do they not notice, there's basically a calcium deficiency that causes this yellowing. And because all I have in this small little pot, this little cup, is a very low level N, P, and K. The N, P, and K are great as a base, but when you start seeing this is actually a calcium deficiency. And one of the easiest ways that I've found to fight this is just a generic organic garden lime, right? And now you could take these granules and maybe distribute it on the surface. I actually, when I plant my tomatoes in the ground, I do sprinkle a little bit of this at the bottom of the hole before I plant the seedling. Stir it up, mix it up a little bit in the soil. It's going to help those roots develop that balance of calcium. And what happens here in the ground, especially if you don't have the right calcium levels, you'll start to get what's called blossom end rot. And that's actually on the blossom end. So when the tomato flowers, behind that flower, the fruit starts to grow. So the blossom end, the blossom falls off. That blossom end will start to get dark. It'll maybe be a grayish tone and get even closer to black as it gets worse. And that happens a lot when you have potted plants or potted vegetables. I've grown tomatoes in pots before, and I got blossom end rot. I added a generous amount of garden lime to the soil, kind of scratched it in and then watered it in. But for this purpose, and even for your potted plants or in garden plants, I actually like to take the garden lime and make a slurry, right? So I took the lime granules that are in this bag, put them into a quart of water, and shook it up. You see how muddy that is? It's a very rich mixture. I did it obviously based on the instructions on how much per gallon and then calculated that out. But I have other tomatoes here. Same, do you see that yellowing effect? I am almost certain that's calcium deficiency. And I'm going to show to you how this actually works. So obviously what I love to do is I like to bottom water first. You see my nice roots growing out there? So I'm just going to take my slurry that I've already mixed up. There's no more granules in here because the mixture I made, all those granulars have dissolved. So I'm going to pour some of that mixture into our bottom cup. Not a whole lot, maybe about a ½ inch or so. Just enough for those bottom roots to start to absorb them. And then to accelerate this a little bit, I'm going to do a little bit on the top water. Just enough for it to soak in. right? Just a little bit. And now what's going to happen is the roots that are at the bottom of this cup are going to slowly absorb, because we didn't do a heavy mixture of water to the garden lime. Those roots are going to absorb that calcium. So now that deficiency, right, is going to be resolved because of that. And I'll show you one actually right here that we already did it to the day before yesterday. And now it still has a little bit of yellowing to it, but look how much that plant has recovered. And I'll turn it around so you can see just a slight little bit still in that leaf there, but the vast majority of the yellowing that was on this tomato just a couple days ago, that calcium coming from the garden lime got absorbed up into the root system and is now helping this plant thrive. I mean, we even have it, I'll show you here. Look on that bottom leaf. Look how yellow that used to be. It's probably 60% green now, but it was almost completely yellow because of that calcium deficiency. So guys, that was a kind of a quick tutorial, but I think very, very vital and very important for you to understand. Noticing things that start in the germination stage, back into the seedling stage, and then even into the ground stage. But this garden lime, you can pick it up at pretty much any box store. You know, Big Blue and Big Orange, you know who they are. Probably even like a Walmart. All of your garden centers or nurseries, I'm sure, carry it. No need to stress on any specific brand. Just make sure that it is a organic garden lime, and trust me, that will do wonders for your seedlings. So, as you guys know here, I'm new on YouTube, promoting our community garden here in Washington, D.C. Do me a quick favor, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and definitely comment down below. I'm actually going to flash up a quick promo, because if you haven't noticed here, I'm actually wearing our own Urban Gardener t-shirt. So we have a little bit of swag that we're putting together just to help to promote the channel. I'll put a link down in the description. They're 20 bucks. If you want to support the channel, I'd love to ship one out to you. So that's it for this one, guys. I really appreciate your comments down below, asking questions. I love it. I love responding to them, helping strategies. I want to learn what you guys are doing, right? So comment down below. Hit the thumbs up. It really helps with sharing this channel across the algorithm on YouTube and other social media platforms. And with that being said, guys, that's it for now. Hopefully you'll get out there and start to diagnose some of the problems that you're going to see in your plants and learn that there's usually a pretty easy fix similar to this here calcium deficiency. So that's it for now, guys. I will talk to you soon, and I will see you on the next one.